What's up, internet family? If this is your first time on my channel, my name is John Clash. I'm the author of a book titled Law of Attraction, a Gateway Drug to Spiritual Heroin. Hold on, I got it right here. Boom, boom. And in the book, I spend some time debunking pretty much everything about the law of attraction. Now, this type of work also filters over into my YouTube channel or whatever channel you're watching this on. And sometimes I'll do reaction videos to what I call internet gurus teaching the law of attraction and manifestation. And I see the claims that they're making. And what I do is I just hold up their claims to what we know to be true about the real world. And one of these figures that has made it to some of my reaction videos is a man named Billy Carson. Now, Billy seems to have one of the most intensely loyal fan bases out there. And shout out to you, Billy, for being able to create this kind of following. But I get the most pushback on the videos that I do about him. So what I decided to do was buy his book, the Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, a Beginner's Guide. And I'm going to go through the book and check out the claims that he's making. And if I find any of them to be false, I was going to make a video on it. And I still plan on doing that. Now, as I decided to embark on this journey, I came to the About the Author page. And in it, it seems that Billy has a whole bunch of accolades and accomplishments, as well as some huge projects that he seems to be the founder and co-founder of. So I decided, why don't I start by looking into these projects? And that's what we're going to be doing today, because what I found was not what I was expecting to find. Make sure that you stay to the end, because we're going to go from speaking about Billy Carson to a man named William T. Carlson. And spoiler alert, they are the same person. So first thing we're going to do is check out this About Billy Carson thing that I found on Gaia.com, which is something he's partnered with. And you could find most of this information in the About the Author section, but this one seems to be a little bit more updated. Let me just switch to my cool YouTuber guy thing. All right, so I'm not going to read this whole thing. We're just going to focus on a few key claims being made here. As the CEO of First Class Space Agency based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Carson is involved in the research and development of alternative propulsion systems and zero-point energy devices. That seems like some pretty legit stuff. Now, he is also a co-founder of the United Family of Anomaly Hunters with a mission to provide evidence of civilizations past and present within our solar system. The UFAH claims to have pioneered two fields of science, archaeoastronomy and astroanthropology, which Carson feels will become college courses in the not-so-distant future. So we're going to get into this, the UFAH and the First Class Space Agency. So I found the First Class Space Agency website. And to me, this is just my subjective opinion. It just looks a little bit dated. But anyway, these are the projects, the missions, and you can be a sponsor as well. So I clicked on missions, and it essentially just tells you the same exact thing that the other thing was telling you. There's a video right here. This is from like 8 years ago on their YouTube. But then you look at their projects. All right, cool. Sounds good. Alternative propulsion. Then this was my first little red flag thing here. So you hit clients, right? And so here at First Class Space Agency, we are dedicated to providing the highest level of quality, service, and support. To inquire about becoming a client or vendor, please contact us, blah, blah, blah. So this was the first link that I noticed was not working. So this is somebody that they're partnered with, right? So the Forterra Nova, whatever that is. So you click to go to their website, and non-existent, but you could buy it for $288. I used to live at 288 Riverdale. Ooh, the universe. All right, so let's go to the next one. This one right here, Radius Engineering International. Go to the link. Nothing here, right? Undergroundshelters.com, pets, homes, nothing here. Then we go to this Mars one, Mars Discoveries. You go to the link, nothing here, right? Just blank. Can't discover anything on marsdiscovery.com. And none of the others have links. So, yeah, that was my first red flag. Then I clicked the news, and there's just not a lot of news going on. Clicking it. Is it working? There we go. Not a lot of news going on, but they are a first-class space agency registered as a non-profit. So nonprofits have to disclose their tax information. So I was like, all right, cool. This is awesome because now I can look into the type of revenue that's coming in on a project that seems to be as big as this. So I searched first class space agency EIN numbers just so I could try to find out some of the tax information. But this is just some, regular information right here. And then I discovered this. First Class Space Agency is a nonprofit organization in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The employer identification number for First Class Space Agency is this number. It was among the IRS tax-exempt organization. Was. The federal tax exempt for First Class Space Agency, Inc. was automatically removed on the 15th of May in 2017 for not filing a Form 990 series return or notice for 3 consecutive years. Meaning this, they did not disclose their tax information or file their taxes for 3 years. So I don't know if you understand how these things work, but that's a big deal and a big red flag. So the revocation date was on the 15th of May in 2017. So I found that a bit interesting. So I decided to just look into their social media platforms, right? All right, so I went on the Twitter, and it seems that all they're doing is just reposting things from the European Space Association. So nothing original, because I'm expecting to see some updates on the projects that they're working on. So there's that. Then I went on the Facebook page to just see what's up. And they're pretty much doing the same thing, just posting about space stuff. So I clicked the reviews, and this was something that I found to be pretty interesting, right? These are just spam reviews right here. But then I scrolled down, and, this from 2019, 2014, great company. I saw this, I enjoyed my visit. So I clicked this page, and this person lives in Bangladesh. So pretty sure that they did not visit, but who am I to make assumptions? Then I also noticed this page right here. I clicked all of them, but I noticed this page right here. Jasmine Sullivan, amazing company to work for. Clicked her page, and she has 85 friends. Also has worked at Miami Heat. And pretty much, if you just scroll through her stuff, it's just Billy Carson stuff, right? Billy Carson, SpaceX, and then Billy Carson. So I'm a little bit skeptical of this being an actual real person, but who am I to judge? So then I went digging into the ESA star registration, because this is a link that comes directly from the Facebook, and I searched for the company being partnered with them, and I could not find anything. So even type it down here. Nothing comes up, right? So that's the European Space, I think it's either Academy or Association, right? So there's that. Then here we are on their YouTube, and they only have one video from 8 years ago just explaining their mission. So then I decided to just search to see if there's any updates on this stuff, because the corporation is no longer a nonprofit. So therefore, it can't take donations as well. It can't take donations, and then those donations have tax benefits. But I saw this update on the First Class Space Agency by Billy Carson. So it's from 4 years ago, and it's just a video of Billy saying thank you for all of your donations, and that he had to move it to a GoFundMe. And he's specifically talking to the donors, and he's saying how they're moving everything to a GoFundMe. Now, I searched for the GoFundMe and I could not find it, but in this, he's just, updating people and saying, hey, we're going to be sending you some stuff. You might get an email from GoFundMe, yada, yada, yada. Then he goes on to talk about something else. So this was the last update that I could find. And what's interesting is this is from 4 years ago. If we do the math, we're in 2023. So that is 2019. So another thing that I found interesting was the company lost its taxed exempt status in May of 2017, but yet there's an update video from 2019, 4 years ago, telling people how they can donate moving forward. So I just found that a little bit sketchy. And now that brings us to the United Family of Anomaly Hunters, Inc. This incorporation was filed in 2016, so it was founded around 2016. And as you can see, this is the registered agent signature, Billy Carson. Now, let's go back to the First Class Space Agency page. They have a UFAH tab here. What happens when you click it? Unavailable. The website does not exist. Then we go to the Florida Department of State. We search the EIN, United Family of Anomaly Hunters, Inc., and it is closed down. But it was also a nonprofit, which means that they were able to accept donations. So it's interesting to me that he still has on his accolades that he's the founder of this organization that is no longer around. But if we go to the UFAH Facebook page, which has 14,000 followers, and my friends commenting on my posts, you can see that they have a new website. So if you click on their website, this is what happens. Inactive, but it's for sale for $7,000. So this organization, whose doors have been closed, is still posting things as if they are still around. And that brings us directly to Billy Carson's Facebook fan page. He's got 105,000 followers. Very interesting. So he's the chief executive officer of First Class Space Agency. You would think that if he's the chief executive officer of this space agency, that there would be more updates about it than just that one video from 4 years ago. And maybe there is. And if you guys could point me in that direction, if you know of any updates, that would be great. But then I also found out that he is the CEO and president for Fort Terra Nova. Do you guys remember that? If we go back to the clients on the First Class Space Academy page, here it is, Fort Terra Nova. So I'm like, all right, man, what is this thing? Since the link doesn't work, let's just look into it and see what it is. So we click it right here. I'm going to open it in a new tab so I don't lose anything. And let's see. Looks like some underground bunker or something like that. And the last post was made on August 10th. So they're still posting on this page. But let's click their Twitter. Last post was from 2019. But again, the website doesn't even work. So let's look at what they're about. Can't even see. It just has a location, the same location as everything else. This 2950 West Cypress Creek Road. So then that brings us to this link tree that I found on his page. And I saw things like Bentley convertible giveaway. He's doing a crypto course as well. He's got anti-balding, which I just might look into because I need it. But I went to his Forbidden Knowledge page and I saw that you could invest into this. Now, There's also a donate tab. I didn't do too much research into the forbidden knowledge situation, so I don't know if this is tax deductible. I don't know if this is tax deductible. But then when you click this invest thing, because the donate just brings up like a Venmo and Cash App thing, I'll show you, which I thought was interesting. But then when you click this invest button, it brings you to this other page in where you could invest in Forbidden Knowledge Inc. Now, the video is private, but it says they have a target amount of $10,000, max amount of $5 million, and the amount committed is $3.5 million. Now, this just tells you who they are, the problem that they're solving. This is pretty much standard stuff for any type of investment. Tells you the achievement and traction and the market, competition, business model, etc. What I find very interesting is that this was founded in 2017 at the same time that the first class space agency lost its tax-exempt status. So very interesting. They tell you the market, the business model, the team, the use of funds, but they do not tell you what you get back for your investment. They don't inform you how the shares are going to work. They don't inform you in how you're going to get your investment back and then some. Because investment means I'm going to give you some money, and then down the line when things start taking off, you're going to give me a profit from that money. It's way different than a donation. This guy right here, Ivan, seems to be a smart investor. If you want, you can pause and read that. So essentially, there's no way to invest anymore. You can only donate by hitting the donate tab and sending a Cash App or a Venmo. So yeah, I just decided to do a quick search, and it seems that this is not a nonprofit. So if you donate, it is not tax deductible. And this brings us to William T. Carlson and William Tyrone Carlson, Inc. Now, this is a nonprofit that was filed in 2013, which is now inactive. Notice a pattern. But also, if we recognize this address right here, 2950 West Cypress Creek Road, you'll see that it's the same exact address as the First Class Space Agency, Inc., 2950 West Cypress Creek Road. So William Tyrone Carlson changed his name. Now we can take a look at some other companies and LLCs that Billy has opened. Again, William Tyrone Carlson, Inc., which was a nonprofit. Then we have Bikini Basketball Association. Then we have Vacations on Deck, Inc. Then we have Chronic Pain Relief Cream. I was saying back pain because my back hurts. And that brings us back to where we started with Billy Carson's accolades. Let me just switch back to the in-your-face mode. So I had originally, when I got this book, I started reading it, and I noticed that the whole entire book is premised on the translation of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth by a man named Maurice Doreal. And Maurice Doreal, he's a known charlatan and just makes stuff up. So, well, he's not alive anymore, but he just made stuff up. So when I first saw that, I was like, man, the whole entire book is probably going to be a painful read. But what I didn't expect was to find how, it says here in his book, among his most notable achievements, Billy is the CEO of First Class Space Agency. I would think that if that's of his most notable achievements, that we would see a lot of commotion going on, a lot of motion in this realm, a lot of updates. There should be updates like every week if this is one of the biggest projects that you're working on. And then when you just dig into it more and you see how many nonprofits this guy has opened and closed, just so you guys are aware, nonprofits help you avoid taxes. And so do LLCs. LLCs, if you know the correct loopholes, can help you avoid taxes. And as we saw, as we kept digging, he not only opened up all these nonprofits under Billy Carson, but he also opened up a bunch of LLCs that are no longer around under his original name, or his given name, original name, before he had his superhero origin story of William T. Carson. So, with that being said, I'm still going to go through this book and look into the claims being made by the book, because here's how facts work. It doesn't matter who's telling them, a fact is a fact. Does it help if somebody who has a whole list of credentials is teaching you quote unquote facts? Yes, that makes them a little bit more credible. It makes the facts a little bit more believable when you're hearing it from a person who's in authority on whatever it is you're discussing, and not to commit the appeal to authority fallacy. But when somebody just seems to have a career of, I'm just going to put it plainly, of BS, barbecue sauce, because I don't curse, but he's just got a career of BS. It just makes it really difficult for me to take anything he's saying to be credible. Now, look, I'm not making this video as like a bash Billy Carson video. All of this information is public records. So I'm not disclosing information that you can't go look into for yourself. All I'm asking is that for those of you who follow him diligently and are looking at him like he's God in the flesh, because that's what he teaches, just look at what I'm sharing with you. Look into this a little bit and just ask yourself, does what we are seeing and discussing here, does this seem to be the actions of somebody who is legit? Or do these seem to be the actions of somebody who has a history of just trying to play the system and avoid taxes? So I'm not saying this to discount anything good that he's done. You know, in doing my research, I did see that he donated to Puerto Rico, and I live here in Puerto Rico, so that's awesome. I also see some other nonprofit work that he's doing. But this is what I always tell people, because I call out a lot of nonsense, and when I do, I get a lot of pushback, and some of the pushback is, well, you don't know the good that they're doing in the community and blah, 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 and I get it. But even gangsters give away turkeys on Thanksgiving. Somebody doing good acts does not make them a good person. And I'm not saying that Billy's a bad person. I'm just saying that he may not be the most credible person to be listening to when trying to gather information on how you and I should be living our lives. And my biggest issue with him is not necessarily all of these shady business practices and stuff, or his law of attraction stuff. It's that he's pulling people away from the gospel. So that being said, Billy, if you watch this, I would love to have a conversation with you and talk about Jesus. So that being said, check out whatever video YouTube is recommending right here. Give this a like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Oh, and don't forget to get my book, Law of Attraction, a gateway drug to spiritual heroin. Pretty sure I just did that upside down and backwards, but you get the point. God bless. I'll see you guys on the next one.